Alright, lever monkeys, today we got a video about digging a manhole. It's going to wind up being a two-part video because it's going to run too long, and there's an issue that arises where we dig a manhole for a 48-inch manhole and it winds up being a 60-inch manhole, so we have to expand the hole to accommodate for a 60-inch base. So we'll get to it. Digging a hole.
Alright, lever monkeys, we're just going to jump right into it. So, first thing you do with digging a manhole is you lay it out. You can see the pink markings we have laid out. This is an 8x8 for a 48-inch base. Now, 48-inch base is in the inside, not the outside. The base of the manhole actually has a footing that goes all the way around it that adds about 6 inches to its diameter. So you've got to dig a little bit bigger than what you would imagine you would need. And also we're digging a little extra for compaction. We're going to be using a tamper or whacker that a laborer would run to compact around it. The reason being we're going to do it that way instead of using a excavator, backhoe, or mini to wheel around the manhole. Is once we test the manhole while the manhole is open, so we can seal any leaks or anything like that, we would then backfill it after testing. And our contract states that if we use any kind of machinery other than labor operated, that the manhole would have to be retested. So labor with a tamper. Alright, so I start off with digging corners, getting it square, making sure everything is right with the world. You can see we have limited space again. We got a tree in the way, so I can't get the dump truck back to where I need it. So I'll have to track forward to be able to reach the truck. So now that I'm tracked forward, I'll just clean up and get a bunch of the material out of the manhole center that's easy to scoop up and just get rid of real quick and get the truck off. At this point, I should be using my larger bucket to clean out the hole, but the issue is that I'm digging close to that shoring, and some of the material did fall down the trench line. So I'm trying to clean that up and get that out of there. Now, there's a bunch of differences in buckets, which I'm going to go to in a future video. you haven't noticed already, I've got a broken mirror, and yeah, that got smashed on a tree trying to dig, or actually I was tracking past. I had stuff on both sides of me, and I was looking out my right window at my mirror on the right side and didn't look to the left and caught the mirror on a tree branch and took it out. So getting into the bucket schemes here, bucket choice, the reason I'm using such a small bucket is the bucket opens up wider, meaning that it opens to the back and has a more of a vertical cut to it when the bucket is all the way open, and allows me to sit a little bit closer and see what I'm doing while I'm digging, instead of tracking way back to maximum reach on a bucket that curls real well but doesn't open very well. They both designs have a lot of positive and they both have negatives. So this bucket was chosen because it opens up wide and makes it easier for cutting the walls. Being that it has wings on it, it cuts into the walls, and I can trim the walls pretty easy. Okay, I just had another thought about bucket selection. Is another reason why I've got the smaller bucket on is power, the machine power. I'm running the John Deere 225 Zero Swing, and it's got over 10,000 hours on it. This thing is past its prime, and the power it has is not what it used to be, and it doesn't have the weight necessary for digging in the rock. So a smaller bucket gives you more pressure per square inch on the teeth and allows you to take a better bite and actually chew through stuff that the larger buckets won't allow you to do. So here I back up away from the hole so that way I can get better pitch on the bucket to get that straight vertical back wall.
pulled in the driveway. It's 8:30.
I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to throw material in the truck unless I track forward.
Grab your hose.
So yes, I finally have a bucket with a blade on it. This is a 3-foot bucket. It's got a nice welded blade on it, although it's not tall enough. I don't like these blades that leave the open gaps between the teeth. You get a lot of spillage, and if you're using it to rock the ditch like I do a lot with this bucket, it spills a lot of rock in areas you're not targeting to drop rock. Alright, so here I actually spot a little bit of an overhang of material, so I'm just knocking that off for a little more safety for the guys in the hole.
Spot him.
So hereabouts looks like I found myself a nice big rock in the back wall. We're just going to scratch at it for a little bit, and eventually we're going to rip the damn thing out, blowing the hole up. Sometimes you just gotta say screw it and throw perfect out the window and just do what needs to be done.
Again.
So I skipped ahead here. I had a phone call from the superintendent asking what was going on the job. Our foreman's out sick, so I'm kind of in his eyes and ears on the project for a while. So you can see Hector over here, he's measuring, make sure we're doing everything right. Make sure the hole's the right size for what we were expecting the manhole to be. So now we're getting close to the bottom. I'm doing the final trims, cutting the manhole base down a little bit. So what we've got is the base will sit below trench grade. So our dirt grade has about a 6 to 8 inch drop in it typically. I can't tell you offhand what the drop was here, but you do have to make a drop to accommodate for rock and concrete.
Heads up!
When you're digging the bottom of your manhole, you've got to be real careful that you're not over digging in the center. What usually happens is you'll start in the back to trim the back edge to get to grade, and then you'll start pulling across the bottom and curling like you can see me doing, and what happens is you create this belly in the center of your manhole, which makes you burn up more rock and more stone material. You got to be real careful about that.
Santiago will be here in about an hour. Yeah? It's okay, they'll send you over to Nevada.
So it's a running joke that even if there's a job next to your house, you won't get to work on it because there's another job more important for you to be on 30 more miles away.
Yeah, I gotta get the other bucket to get it.
So here we are, I'm moving over, I'm aligning the bucket with the right side of the ditch, so I'm getting a better cut, straighter cut on the right hand wall. squaring up the hole right. So if you sit in the center and you're swinging left and right digging your hole, what you're going to have is you're going to have kind of a trapezoid hole instead of a square hole, because you're always digging towards the machine.
We gotta go out that corner.
Guy standing in your way, use your bucket to shove him out of the way. So at this point, we're at the point where we're cleaning out the back of the manhole, getting all the little crumbs and stuff out. So you come in, you touch the back wall, and give it a slight curl and pull away from the wall, and that picks up all the little crumbs. You shake it into the back of your bucket, do it a few more times until you get everything cleaned up. we're making final cleanup again and just get all the little crumbs that the laborers have shoveled into the bottom of the hole, and then we'll call it good.
Alright, so here I'm being really careful because I know there's a sprinkler head underneath that little pile of dirt. I don't want to wipe it out because there's no sense in replacing something that we don't need to.
What size are those? Yeah, but remember, they don't go all the way out. They only go like halfway.
That one is 6 feet.
6?
6, that one. And 4 over there is 10 feet.
Okay. So to help the guys out, I usually pick up any large shoring and put them, just hang them in place so that way they can pump them up without having to hold them themselves. Usually we'd use a splitter bar, but we don't have one big enough for this, and if you're using a chain, it typically causes more problems than it is helpful.
And we'll put the one in on this side first, and then we'll put that one in. I'll take the bucket off. Start pumping. Got a long ways to go.
Hector walked off to go check the manhole since it just got delivered up top by the loader hand, and he's going to check to make sure everything's right size and shape for the hole we've dug.
I told him. Hey, lever monkeys. Thanks for watching yet another video. We're going to have another video after this one here in a few days. It takes me a while to get these things out. I'm killing myself trying to do 2 jobs basically doing this. I got 2 hours after I come home from work and I go to bed. It doesn't leave me much time for editing. It's taken me about 5 days to get this one done. There's a lot more to it than you think there is. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. It helps out the channel, helps me get more people in, helps get the training out to people that need it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Wait for part 2, okay? Thank you. Out.